Governor Sanchez, Senate President Pro Tem Tim Jennings, Speaker Ben Lujan, Republican and Democrat leaders, esteemed members of the New Mexico legislature, and other distinguished guests. It is a great privilege to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Day with all of you as we pause to appreciate the delivery and diversity of our state and honor the significant role our Hispanic community has played in New Mexico's past and continues to play in the present. Ours is a culture rich in tradition and rooted in history, reflected in the faith we share, the values we hold, and the heritage that we cherish. And most importantly, in the universal pride we take in calling the land of enchantment our home. The enduring legacy of our culture is visible in our everyday lives, evidenced in our geography, architecture, art, food, and most of all, the deep sense of identity that we treasure within New Mexico's greatest Hispanic community. Today is a day on which we pause to reflect upon just how far we have come throughout the years, measuring not with a yardstick of past limitations, but rather viewing with optimism the ever-expanding opportunities which lie ahead for all of us. And as Hispanics across the country continue to achieve what our parents and grandparents only thought impossible, we remember the debt we owe to those who blazed the trail before us. Our success made possible by their sacrifices, their own dreams deferred, in hopes that we would build for ourselves a better life than they had. Growing up as a young girl, we didn't have very much money, but that wasn't an excuse that my parents would ever accept. And my parents taught me at a very early age that my destiny would be shaped by my own determination to work hard and serve those around me. It would never be defined by the color of my skin. And though the example lived out in front of me, and through that example, I knew that my dreams were within reach, I pursued them with discipline and dedication. And so I chased it. It wasn't until I was attending school in Oklahoma, law school, that my ethnicity became a source of curiosity to those around me. For the first time in my life, I was living in an environment with very few Hispanics. I questioned why the school designated an African American Awareness Month and a Native American Awareness Month, but not a Hispanic Awareness Month. So I approached the dean of the law school, and though he was enthusiastic about this idea in principle, I and a handful of other Hispanic students would be on our own in terms of making the event a reality. But we did. It is the successes like that one, which seemed small at the time, and observances like today, that further the work our grandparents and parents started. And as we continue to break glass ceilings and stereotypes, it is important that we never dilute our cultural identity in our pursuit for equality. Rather, we should maintain a firm grasp on who we are, the values that define us, and the contribution that Hispanics have made collectively to the nation's rich cultural tapestry. Regardless of whether we express these values in the Republican, Democrat, or Independent Party. Our nation has been blessed with the accomplishments of many notable Hispanics throughout the course of history. New Mexico's Ezequiel Cabeza de Vaca became the first Hispanic governor in the United States. New Mexico's Octaviano Larrazolo was the first Hispanic elected to serve in the United States Senate. Congressman Manuel Luján went on to become United States Secretary of the Interior. Hispanics from across the country serve in prominent positions across the spectrum. They've been appointed to key posts with presidential administrations. They represent their states nobly in the United States Senate and House of Representatives. They've championed human rights movements. They've met successes as authors, singers, baseball players, physicists, astronauts, and much, much more. And many of you in this room, many of you, have your own stories. Some of you rising from modest beginnings to positions of influence. As businessmen and women, college graduates, and public servants. As I said earlier, many Americans and Hispanics in this room have achieved beyond what the last generation dared to imagine. But with these triumphs comes great responsibility and pressure to live up to perhaps a slightly higher standard. I am here to tell you that we should invite this challenge. We should strive to inspire the future generations through our work ethic and determination to do what is right, so that they may make their own discoveries and leave their own imprint in history. For this to happen, though, we need to give our children the training they need to succeed, and that requires reforming our education system. We do this by intervening when schools are struggling, and we target kids who risk failing further behind. By focusing our time and resources on students who are performing at the bottom 25% of their classes, we'll equip them to master the basics through remedial instruction during school hours and after school and summer school programs, and will provide additional teacher support and training. Kids that can't read in the early grades have a difficult time recovering lost ground as curriculum advances, and many become disillusioned and frustrated, leading, of course, to higher dropout rates. If we embrace change in our education system and start measuring where our students are and giving them the tools they need to excel, we will close the achievement gap between New Mexico's highest and lowest performing students, giving our kids the instruction they need to complete their education and enter the workforce, giving them what our parents and grandparents dreamed for us, opportunity. Days like today are special, and they are special for me as well. We celebrate together. They allow us to stop and appreciate our culture, the historical significance and impact our people have had on New Mexico's unfolding story. Celebrations like today also prompt contemplation as to how we can inspire those around us as our parents inspired us to dream even bigger, to reach even higher, and accomplish more than we will ever achieve in our lifetimes. Que Dios bendiga el Estado de Nuevo México, and may God bless this state Thank you, and God bless each and every one.